Welcome to International Securities Exchange's podcast series. Facilitated by renowned educators, ISE podcasts are intended to teach beginning as well as seasoned investors the ins and outs of trading. To find an updated list of podcasts, please visit www.ise.com/podcasts. Please be sure to listen to our important message following this episode regarding the risks of investing in exchange-traded options.
Fatia has a question about what's next, Jack. Everyone's talking about Greece now. Is it going to be Portugal, Italy, Spain? Is it going to be the China one-off? What are you looking at? Obviously, you don't have the crystal ball that knows exactly what's going to happen, but you must be watching a couple things.
Yeah, well, if there's one thing that we, well, obviously the China is key in how they manage this credit problem, but ultimately the problem in the world is lack of demand. And if the U.S. consumer does not rebound in terms of jobs, having those jobs to make a modicum improvement in consumption, if that doesn't happen, then all this stuff gets worse in Europe. The credit problem becomes a real problem in China, and then we have another situation where we have a type of dislocation like we had for the credit crunch, and so that's the key to us. The jobs are huge. The U.S. job, because the U.S. consumer is the driver of demand, that's the key. So we see those pressures building. If he doesn't rebound, we think we're going to have a massive double-dip recession globally, and what will be hit very, very hard are the commodity currencies, which are fairly valued to overvalued. The euro situation will continue to get worse, and we think somebody will leave the system because it's just politically unviable for those countries to have such massive austerity measures. They commit political suicide, so it's becoming as much political as economic now there. But the outlier to us in terms of a trade of a currency, if you're looking for some real kryptonite or some real explosion out there, some real dynamite, if demand doesn't return in the world, we think the South African currency could be destroyed. So that's something that we're positioning in, just keep trying to peck at that thing, because that thing we think could fall off the cliff. The South African currency has appreciated tremendously against the U.S. dollar. But to us, if you look at the economy and politics of it, with the demand shrinking in the world for their stuff, they're on the path to Zimbabwe. And Zimbabwe just issued, I think, a $1 trillion note. So
what's the interest rate there in South Africa? The short-term risk-free rate?
Not that high. I think it's 8% or something.
It's about 8. Wow. But relative to everything else, I guess not for them. It's not high, but for us, it's really.
They have like 24% unemployment, and Jacob Zuma cannot deliver on the ANC promises. The rank and file is getting very, 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 very mad. And once the investment is gone from the World Cup soccer, once that goes away, if the U.S. consumer doesn't rebound, that to us is really a currency that could just get mashed. for lack of a better word. So we're watching that.
Yeah, unfortunately, we at the IC don't have options on that one. So, but hey, I'm sure we're working on it. We do have the Brazilian real. We do have a lot of the commodity currencies, so they're out there. Jack, just want to give you a moment for any closing comments that you might have.
Yeah, I don't have much. I think I said enough. I think just think of this. Think of this as a of a global macro situation, and ultimately it benefits China and benefits Chinese citizens if they start to reduce capital controls, and it also can be very beneficial to the U.S. As we see these pressure valves taken off because of this currency, and don't look at it as what's really good for China here is always going to be bad for the U.S. We think ultimately unleashing their consumer is going to be a good thing for the U.S. economy going forward.
Very interesting, Jack. Can't wait for you to come back. I want to remind everyone that you can visit Jack and his son at blackswantrading.com. Sign up for Currency Currents and all the other newsletters that he has. And please, go there right now, blackswantrading.com. Go and check it out. Check his offerings, and please come back when Jack is presenting with us again. Jack is with us from time to time, and we love having Jack Crooks with us. So, Jack, thanks so much.
Steve, thank you again. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it.
Well, that was Jack Crooks. Jack, of course, is the founder and president of Black Swan Capital. He and his son write a daily newsletter, and then they also have other newsletters. They have a free one, Currency Currents. You can sign up for that. I'd urge everyone to do that, and then maybe sign up for one of the other ones. Jack talked about pricing, $69.99 for a month. For some of the different newsletters, it really just depends, but why not give it a try anyway. The next webinar at the IAC, Jason Ayers will be talking about spotting currency trends for FX options, and that's on March 16th. March 23rd, we have Dan Passarelli on trading FX options Greeks. Dan's written a book on the Greeks, so please go and come to the IAC. Sign up for that webinar and all the webinars. Randy Frederick will be with us on March 25th. Our website, we think, is, we've heard some great comments, fxoptions.com. We're adding more and more tools every day. We have the Ask section. We have trade alerts. We have the webinars. So we have so many different things right there available to all of you. Please bookmark fxoptions.com. And remember, you can trade options through your equity options broker. As long as you have an account open, you can go and check out the symbols right there at fxoptions.com. Bookmark that. And we also have a widget that you can put right on your desktop. So lots of different things you can do. I want to thank all of you, and I want to thank Jack Crooks again. And I just want to remind everyone, please come back on March 16th for Jason Ayers and March 23rd for Dan Passarelli. On behalf of the International Securities Exchange, this is Steve Meisinger wishing you a safe and happy trading day tomorrow.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. To find more podcasts on options, stocks, alternative markets, and market data, please visit www.isc.com/podcasts.